Phantom X may be a time bomb.
Okay, that's one thing I was gonna ask you about. What is going on with Phantom X right now? Dude, what is going on?
So more or less, it's a upheaval thing of people getting mad, which there was already signs of it with the release of Phantom X. Is that the global version of the game is not getting the same treatment as the Chinese in terms of rewards and currency resources, because like from my understanding, the like initial stuff with like the synergy stuff over on the Chinese servers, they're like their low level ones, they get like 80 metagems, whereas we only get 50. And I assume there's this, I haven't fully looked into it, but I assume there's disparity on the lower ends as well. When we're starting to get like 120 and whatnot from stuff, we're probably getting shorted another like 50, 60, give or take. And so the big thing that happened when 1.1 came out was two things which are actual concerns in my mind. One, which I think is people just crying personally. One, for standard and gacha games, whenever there's a maintenance of any kind of update, usually the developer sends everyone a gift basket in their mail of free currency. Okay?
I'm moving it, by the way.
Yeah. So the Chinese servers, they've apparently always gotten 300 metajoules for every update, whereas us on global only got 100. So that's 200 less. That's a slight issue.
Right.
Secondly, characters that people knew went from limited banner straight to standard banner, we are apparently not getting that as it stands. For the Chinese servers, from what anyone was able to dig up, it was pretty much a straight both Yui and Marine, whose currently special banners got added with 1.1. Both those on the Chinese server, after their banners expired, went straight to standard apparently. For us, we are not getting that. As far as we are aware, once their banners are gone, along with Jokers, they are gone. They are fully limited to us, so we won't be seeing them in standard as far as information tells currently. So people are upset about that. And those are the two biggest things, but then there's also a bunch of other minor stuff of just the global servers being screwed over in people's minds and things like that versus the Chinese server. So people are concerned that this is just a Sega push for the global one, that for money grab, and that we may see a quick into service after they rack in money, like some other.
Oh, that'd be diabolical.
That would be diabolical.
That'd be diabolical.
But I mean, which we cannot say that for sure at this time. It's only been one singular update, and people are just went full on worst case scenario.
Yeah.
There has been some games in the past where this has happened. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but there was I know one big one like a couple years back that people were looking for that released for global. It's sort of same setup. Global got less resources for updates. Stuff was pushed out very quickly to catch them up. And then once it got caught up, it was continued. And then the global server's dead and the Chinese one's still maintaining strong currently.
That's diabolical.
Yeah.
That's so diabolical.
So, I mean, the other thing that people have been crying about, which me personally, I feel they're just crying, is that people are just like, we need more. They're more or less saying we demand more free currency or ways to get currency to be able to roll for these limited characters, because it's been a known thing with Phantom X's Chinese server that it was fully possible to be a free-to-play player, not having to ever spend $1 and be able to actually obtain all the limited characters and whatnot. It is a possibility you can do. But with them on the pre-release stream saying that they were going to roll out the content quicker for us, of pretty much 2-week intervals to catch us up to where the Chinese servers are as quickly as possible, thus resulting in us getting banners quicker and people feeling like really pushing that angle, like that's where the money grab is by them sending us these limited banners very quickly, forcing people who want the characters to have to spend money. Again, you don't have to swipe in a gacha game, guys. Control yourself. And things like that and people feel that since they are pushing it quicker, I say people, I don't know if it's the minority or majority who's shouting it, but there is a voice saying they that we should get more resources because of the faster pushing.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I'm just thinking they told us they were going to push this content out quicker, which in turn, in my mind, means we're not on the same timeline as the Chinese server was, because there was spans of time between updates for the Chinese servers where people could farm those currencies from dailies and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
We unfortunately do not have that, in which it's a sort of give pro con thing. Pro is we're going to be caught up to the Chinese server and stay up to date much more quicker. Con is you may not have the opportunity to acquire all the characters you want without swiping if you really feel the need to.
Right.
Again, you do not have to swipe.
I haven't done it, for the record.
So yeah, that's the big thing.
Yeah, no, I saw the conversation that the game was starting to tank, like the review scores.
Yes.
Like I saw side by side shots of this game and the horse girl game you guys told me about.
Yeah.
Just the vast difference between the two of them and their scores.
Again, here's the difference of that. The Uma Musume Pretty Derby global version is not trying to push it to catch up with the Eastern servers, because there is an Eastern server that's been out for several years now where they're way past us.
Mm-hmm.
So they're just rolling out the Uma Musume on its own schedule globally, separate from the Eastern one, versus Phantom X is trying to catch us up, so they just have one update file to push to both servers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's also like an in between you can do where because like I said, I've played a lot of live service games.
Yeah.
Several of them are games that have come from like Korea or something like that.
Yeah.
And those games will push content at a quicker pace than like try to get them in line with the other servers.
Yeah.
But they'll do it over a period of 6 months to a year. So you still have time to try to go through it. It's like this where you're pushing it that quickly really does lean towards if we do it that quickly, they won't be able to farm it up and do it, and then will encourage swiping,
and
which is a little slimy there.
It's definitely questionable. I do not disagree with that, and that's the main thing that people are pushing is like this is why claiming that this is a money grab on Sega. If anybody, they're the ones who do the marketing and whatnot. Black Hawk just develops it. Alice just isn't part of it because it's Persona related.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as I'm aware, this would be a Sega call. And that's more or less what people have been pushing on. Is like because they are pushing it, it looks very shady and slimy of trying to money grab.
Right. Yeah, it does kind of give some bad vibes about it. But
I'm going to be honest, they were upfront about it. So.
I mean, they worked. You mentioned that before the game even came out, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned it on the show. I remember that.
Yeah, if you watch the pre-release, they showed full plain view the roadmap of how they were planning on getting global server caught up to the Chinese server.
Really, it's one of those cases like just think best case scenario that they are just genuinely just trying to catch you up.
I mean, the other
hopefully.
I mean, it also kind of like you said, it seems a little bad form to be doing it this quickly.
Yeah.
It very well could have been like well-intentioned at the start.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you are given less resources in general than the other servers are getting, that's not helping anything.
Yeah, that's the other side. Because as I said, there was even people noticed that with like the synergies getting on the global getting less resources than on the Chinese before even release. So there's already some small signs of this even before this update. So Phantom X globally, it's sort of worrying. It's in the gray area.
We'll see how it goes with its 1.6 rating right now. Brutal.